Let's finish on a high. Conference NEC, Honorary Life members, invited guests, thank you so much for a truly enjoyable week. You've been absolutely fantastic, each and every one of you. Professional, passionate, some good debates, delivered your motions well. Your branches should be proud of you, so well done, and thank you for everything this week. And of course, this doesn't happen overnight. No, first thing tomorrow morning, Angela Sinclair will be hard at it, preparing for next year's conference. She put so much work into this running so smoothly, which it has all week, and we've got a lot of people to thank for that. Not only Angela, her team, her support team, the girls who check you in, Nicola Hubert and Paula Larwill. We've got Steve Lewis, the research officer who organises all the live streams. We've got our tech team at the back there. Your electronic voting. This stage set is the best I've seen for a while. It's absolutely amazing. It looks fantastic. And of course, the venue staff who satisfy our every need. We couldn't run conference without our dedicated volunteers who run security. So let's give them all a big round of applause. Well done to the first-time speakers. You've all popped your cherries now, so there's no excuses in future conferences. For those of you who haven't popped your cherry yet, you've seen how it all works now, so get up next year and let's have more first-time speakers. It seems to improve year after year, which is fantastic. You did very well. Some of the debates, the drone debate, what can I say about drones? It's only a matter of time. You know better than me. And we briefed the Prisons Minister this morning over breakfast. Every delegate there in the room said the same thing about drones. I cannot understand why we haven't introduced drone blocking technology to secure our airspace. Why? It can't be about cost. What cost you put on one of your lives when a gun is smuggled in by a drone. So we will keep chipping away at this government and this employer to do the right thing by you and secure our airspace once and for all. The open estate, it's been very vocal this conference. They know what's coming, we know what's coming. People serving 5 years or less, farmed off to the open estate to create space for the rest of us. It's going to be a disaster. They are seeing record levels of returns already. At Kirkham last weekend, they had a slashing of a prisoner. Absconds are rife. Drug use is rife. Illicit item fines are rife. It's only a matter of time before we lose an open estate, like we did it 4 years ago, because the allocation system is completely and utterly wrong. And you know, in a closed estate, what you're sending to the open estate simply to create more space, it's wrong and it needs to be addressed. And what we're asking for the open estate is more staff, the introduction of key work because they're going to need it, and we want enhanced gate security so all those prisoners coming back from work and from their communities can be searched thoroughly to stop these items coming in. The open estate, I can guarantee you, we will push that agenda for you. We've heard from the private estate and the NHS. Listen, the private sector, you have got a voice. You're very much valued in this union. You're part of this family. We will always back you. And the biggest growth in membership is from the private sector. And we will try our best to engage with your employers and get recognition rights for you all in every private sector jail. It's no secret that we want the private sector brought back into the public sector. Of course we do, because we'll get you better terms and conditions, better pay, and a better pension. So we want that for everyone. But please don't think you haven't got a voice. Doesn't matter where you work, immigration, escort services, private prisons, the NHS, you are very much valued. So please do not think anything less. We've discussed and we've had fringes on the health and safety protocol and the High Court injunction. Look, I don't care about no High Court injunction. Who's going to bang me up when you're all stood outside? And by the way, they're going to have to catch me first. But I always say this to you. whenever I address a branch. If it's not safe to do, don't do it. It's as simple as that, because I and we will always back you. I promise you that. The General Secretary said it, and I've said it. We will never, ever repudiate any action you take. Get that in your heads now. Uniforms come up again. Look, it doesn't matter what you want. You're getting polo shirts and cargo kecks. The employer's already decided, because 8,000 of you filled in a survey out of a workforce of over 30,000, and the majority of those respondents wanted polo shirts and cargo kecks. So we'll look forward, when you get them, in 2 years' time, for a load of you to bring motions to conference saying, the uniform's crap, it shrinks in the wash, it stains, it looks scruffy, and it's not fit for purpose. That's uniform, isn't it? It doesn't change. I'm glad you've mentioned the appalling treatment from some of your SMT. It has to stop. And I've privately met some delegates, I won't divulge which branch they're from, who have been seriously affected by the treatment from their SMT. Bullying, intimidation, threats. It's affected their personal life. It's affected their mental health. Can I please implore each and every one of you, do not suffer alone, no matter what you're going through. If it's mistreatment at work, if it's your personal life, if it's the fact that you've been involved in traumatic incidents and there's not enough support for you, please, 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 do not suffer alone. We are here for you. We'll get you help. We'll get you that support, whatever it takes. We'll do it for you. You've got it on offer from the employer, but we'll do it for you. Please do not suffer. We hear what you're saying, and we're trying our best to get you that support in the workplace, but we will do our best for you. We know how bad things are, so please take that on board and accept any offers of help that we give you. Listen, when we're talking about assaults, let's get it clear. Every single assault is a serious assault, whether it's injurious physically or not. And I'll tell you why. Because it affects you psychologically. It might be a threat. It might be a push. It doesn't matter. It might be a nose-to-nose confrontation. It doesn't matter. If you are assaulted physically, no matter how minor, it affects you psychologically. And the more you accept it, over time, as it happens time and time and time again, you eventually break down and you get PTSD, as the research at this conference has proven. And our employer needs to do more. We need to engage with the CPS and police forces more, and we are working on that for you. It's getting better, but it's still not good enough. And all this procedural justice rubbish must apply to you just as much as it applies to the convicts in your care. There is only one way to get back control of our prisons, and that's by your governors listening to you. No more regime over safety, safety, safety. We must unlock manageable numbers of prisoners, and if you don't want full wing unlocks, don't have them. Make a stand with our support. We have proven what it takes to get back control of our prisons. Smaller, manageable numbers of prisoners. Getting those positive prisoner-staff relationships back on board. Getting the intelligence to lock down our wings and our jails, to get rid of those mobile phones, those drugs, and those weapons. That's what it's going to take, but only you can do it, because it's clear to me after this conference, your SMT ain't interested in your safety. Well, I'll tell you now, that's going to change, and you're going to be the implementers of that change. I can promise you, with our support, we will get control of our prisons again, because enough is enough. Look what's happened this week with the assaults on staff, the hospitalizations of staff. It's all over the country, and it needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. We've heard about our OSG colleagues, the dangers they face. When did you ever think that OSGs working in the open estate would be put at risk? But it's happening more and more because they're facing prisoners in that role more and more. So we'll support our OSG colleagues and we'll fight for protections as well. And we're not forgetting the private sector, because many of you are not even carrying batons. We will do our best, I promise you, over the next 12 months, we will do our best for you. I have to mention a few motions. Motion 53, support when you're suspended. Many of our colleagues get suspended. Instead of sending them on alternative duties or giving them different options, many of them are suspended. When do you ever heard of senior managers getting suspended? Very rare, isn't it? You know, why are they so exempt? Why aren't they suspended? And listen, I'm talking from personal experience. And it's not nice. I used to think, suspended, full pay, time off, great. Until it happens to you. I'll tell you what it's like being suspended and accused of something you haven't done, right? Every single morning you wake up, you think, I've done nothing wrong, they're going to sack me. Before you try and get some sleep, you think, I've done nothing wrong, they're going to sack me. Your head goes, you don't know how to think. It affects your private life. It affects your health. It affects your mental well-being. It's not exactly in a rush to get it resolved, are they? It takes months and months and months. If you're under police investigation, it could take years. You know, the only people who supported me and the only people who support our suspended members are the POA. You won't get many phone calls from your line managers. You'll get told to phone in once a week to report for duty, even though you suspended them. And boy, oh boy, if you miss that phone call, you'll know about it, because they'll threaten to dock your pay. The only people who will ever support staff who are suspended are you. The only people. So we will be pushing that, because it's quite right. You need support if you are suspended. And it's the employer who's done it to you, so they should fund it as well. And then we had motion 59, the debate about farm meetings. Well, this is what we're up against and our members are up against. I know a governor who now thinks that they are a medical expert and that anxiety and depression is not a medical condition. So on a farm meeting, this governor decided to dismiss this member of staff with 0% compensation. Right? 0%. The NEC rep has just won the Civil Service Appeals Board appeal over that compensation. It's gone from 0% to 100%. And guess what? There will be no repercussions for the most inept, incompetent, over-promoted governor in this service. None whatsoever. Is it any wonder that staff have no faith in the senior leaders in this service? Absolutely ridiculous. And then motion 61 about extending trigger points for operational staff. Yeah, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? And the problem is, this is what we're up against at a national level. The MOJ are trying to align all their policies and bring us into line with them. Because they think, when it comes to line managing staff, that CMs can sit down every 8 weeks and have a meaningful conversation with you. Well, you can in the MOJ because you've got nice tea rooms and you're only line managing about half a dozen staff, but you can't do it operational. Well, why aren't the trigger points for when you go sick extended? Because of the trauma and stress and the dangers you face on the front line, because you're not sitting in an office in the MOJ, in an air-conditioned office with a nice coffee machine. So it makes sense to extend those trigger points, and maybe it stopped most of us getting stupid sickness warnings and then getting threatened with the sack for doing our job and getting assaulted on duty because we can't get a sick leave excusal. It needs to change, and we will push that change for you, I promise you that. Weatherby. Listen, I'll tell you why you haven't had an apology from Charlie Taylor. Because he's a coward. That's why. Because he hasn't got the minerals or the ethics to give you an apology, even though he knows it's wrong. He knows he is wrong to criticise staff for saving a young girl's life. That's how much of a man he is. He can't even apologise when he gets it wrong. We've had some great guest speakers, and I was particularly proud of Sally Jameson addressing conference. Former prison officer, now a Member of Parliament, what an ally we've got there. But my favourite speaker was Jennifer Rademacher. Because if the POA had conducted a review, we couldn't have come up with any better recommendations than her. And I know Jennifer values the input from the POA. In fact, if it wasn't for our engagement, I doubt any of those recommendations would have been so forceful. She knows what's going on. You know what's going on. And we will force that change. I can promise you that. And what this conference has proven to me is that the warmth in the room and the faith and the support you give me and this NEC is palpable. And we really appreciate that. And long may that continue. We are here for you. And under my leadership, I can promise you, we always will be. We will never back down. It's true. This has proven it. We are united, not divided. Standing up and never bowing down. Fighting, never giving up. We're battling together and we will win together. No more chaos. Let's get control of our prisons in unity, in strength, in solidarity to you all. Thank you.